bench today. The client has brought in this Washburn Festival Series. Nice acoustic guitar. It's got a pickup built in. So she says she hasn't played in about 10 years and she just wants it to be kind of brought up to playability. So it looks good. There's no fret sprout, so that'll be easy. I'm not going to have to do any beveling of the frets. We're going to pull the old strings, test the electronics, definitely polish up the frets, because the frets are quite dirty, so we're going to polish up the frets. And then we'll definitely adjust truss rods as required and do the action as well. That's a fixed bridge, so, and it looks like a compensated saddle there, so we're not going to be doing, not really much we're going to do for intonation. We're just going to, we'll test it, just see where it's at so we can kind of have an idea. But there's not too much we can do on that. I'm not going to get into moving bridges around or anything like that. That would not be what we're going to do. Take out these old strings. A couple in here, obviously. We'll grab those after. Bridge. Okay, let's have a look at probably a little battery in here. Ooh, no battery in here. Okay, cool. We'll have to get a battery. It's actually good that there's no battery in here because, as you might imagine, if it's been sitting for 10 years, an old battery in there will just be, could possibly be corroded and such. Alright, so we'll come back to testing the electronics till I get a battery. Just make sure that everything is tight. Doesn't seem to be anything kind of jiggling or rattling here, so make sure. Feels good there. Grover tuners on here. I like Washburn guitars. I have a Washburn. I have a I want to say HB15. It's a hollow body guitar with one mini humbucker, volume and tone. I really like it. Alright, so we do need to get a battery for the electronics. Let's give it a quick once over here before we start polishing frets. The fretboard is definitely in need of a little bit of work. It's sturdy. It's almost hard to tell, like it looks like up here. Oh, I see. It's just worn in. I was going to say it looks like it's dirty, but it's actually needs some work. All right, so we'll just clean this up a little bit. We'll get into a deep clean after, but since we've got the strings off, give it a little bit of a wipe here, just to get it somewhat clean before we start polishing frets under where the strings go. All right, that looks good. So let's start polishing frets now. Don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but they're certainly in need of a polish. So we shall go over it. These are fret guards here so we don't scratch up the fingerboard. We use these microfiber polishing papers. And I'll just go over it. When it's this old, oftentimes they're really dirty. And this one is no exception. So we'll just take our time with it. Make sure it's all set. I don't know if you can see the difference already, but up in here, shiny. As you get down, it starts to get a lot more grimy than up here. And that's only with the first grit. There's 6 of them that I will go through, and I tend to do this coarse, and I use the term lightly because it's not really that coarse, but the coarsest polishing paper, I'll tend to use 2 of them at least on an old guitar like this, because it's really the one that does most of the heavy lifting. And I'll get it nice and shiny, and then we use the other ones to really buff it out. just look better and better all the time. It's actually pretty satisfying. It's so dirty at first. And it really polishes up nice. These first couple frets, as you start to get down, get the grime cleared off, you can actually see they are actually kind of dinged up. So try to just get them clean and hopefully don't require a fret dressing on it to get any buzzing gone or anything like that. We'll just try to set it up first, see how it sounds. But you can certainly see that's just the first one. Like I said, I normally will do 2 of those ones, then move on to the other ones, of which there are 6 in total. So I'll just go ahead and skip along, and I'll catch back up to you when we start to treat the fingerboard. All right, frets are all polished up, looking shiny. Catch them in the light. Anyway, looking good. That is a win. We're now going to move on to cleaning this fingerboard. So, like initially it looks okay, but you can actually see there are some wear marks. It's a little bit hard to tell if we've just got grime or just worn in. I think worn in, because up here it's just straight dark, and up here you've got the worn in marks. But we will give it a clean. Some fretboard oil. Go from there. These fretboards get very dry. It's going to help condition it. Add a little bit of moisture in there. All right. Let's have a little go here and see how she looks on initial pass. grab a lighter colored cloth here. Just see maybe if I can see any grime coming up. If it's grimy or if it's just worn. Okay, got some stuff coming up. Right there. So, it's pretty good. I'm actually going to take it a little bit further on this one because it's been, the client said it's been 10 years since she's played. So, presumably it's been 10 years since this guitar has been played. It kind of looks like it. So, I'm going to go a little bit further with this and just see if we can really get it cleaned up. These. You certainly see that. It's good, it's good. Okay, that'll help for sure. And now we're going to take this little scrubber. This is more coarse than a cloth, but still not coarse enough that it's going to scratch the fingerboard or anything. Alright, one last little bit, not much, but just one last bit to smooth everything out. We should be good. Now, I can get one here. Gonna be good. It's looking very good. So compensated saddle here. It's quite low. A little bit of this into the nut slots. It's a little bit of lubricant that keeps things sliding, not getting bound up. Keeps the strings sliding. That's good. set. There was a missing bridge pin, so just want to make sure the white one I have is so looking for. Should be okay. That's that one. Get these nice and snug, nice and tight. Obviously we haven't checked the action or adjusted truss rod or anything, but it seems pretty low right now. So it may be perfect, or it may be pretty low, because that saddle is pretty low. Hello. Just like it to look very pretty. Like the winding to be nice and tight and pretty. stretching a bit, as it should. All right, we'll do the rest by hand. Tuner, 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 tuner. Things tighten up, maybe a little pop, tightens up, strings pull. Notice the bridge isn't lifting, which it's not. Just the strings tightening. So now what we're going to do, it's tuned the first time, and we're just going to go through and stretch. Stretch all the strings all the way down. Make sure everything's tight on the pegs, tight through, stretched. So I'm going to jump ahead and do that, and we'll come back as we start to do the truss rod. The strings are all stretched, and guitar's in tune. So we're going to check the neck relief. So capo on the first fret. I'm going to use a 0.20 at the 6th. No gap there. And yeah, very tight with pushing the string up. So we're going to try to loosen that a little bit. Let's see what we need here. This one. Yep. Okay, so we are going to try to loosen this a little bit. Not too much to start with. Let's see. Still pretty no gap there. Away. See if we can loosen it a little bit more. Snug. Obviously, hasn't been done in a while. But I'm loosening. I just like to tune it up again. Still a little tight. A little space. Good one. 7. Okay, that's pretty good there. We got a high fret in here. Alright, I'm going to play with this truss rod a little bit back. So, I did a couple of things. Got a little ahead of myself. We had a really buzzy 6th fret. It was really, really buzzing. I took my fret rocker and I checked, and yes, the 6th fret was rocking like crazy. It was really high. There's a few other frets that are not totally even, but it wasn't buzzing anywhere else. It was just buzzing on that 6th fret, really. And it was choking out on the G string at the 5th fret. So the 6th fret was just, it was killing it. So I adjusted that truss rod. So I got it, so we were right at 0.20 millimeters at the 6th fret. That's where I wanted it. So I did that. It was still kind of choking out. I checked the action. The action was decent. It was in that 1.75 range on the low E and 1.5 on the high E. Still choking out. So I ended up taking my fret hammer, taking the strings back and just tapping it. Tap, 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 tap. Checked it again. The rock seemed to be gone. And we have a pick. How about a pick? Here's a pick. Here's where it was really bad. And here it was choked right out. Sounding good, and we do have 1.75 and 1.5, so that's pretty good right there. That sounded really nice. So, let's just have a quick look at the intonation. This is a compensated saddle, so it's really supposed to be set already, and it's going to be where it's going to be, but it's nice to check it anyway, because, well, we just like to know. So let's get our tuner out here. So we want to check open, and then we'll check with the 12. It's very close. Okay. Again, very close. That's very down. Yeah, it's really, really close. Sounding really good. So we got 1.75 and 1.5 millimeters at the 12. So that intonation is good, and what do I say? Good, good, good. All right. So now do not need to be taking these strings off now. Just get this cleaned up a bit here. I'm going to take the strings on my little pliers there. Clip off these strings now, pretty close. Good. All right, now it's just a matter of giving it a little polish. Then we'll come back and we'll hear some sounds on it.